Part 2. Azure Moon. Blue Sea Moon. The Impregnable Fortress. When Claude steps down as its leader, the Leicester Alliance disbands, and its lords swear fealty to the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. The chaos in the kingdom begins to dissipate as the people unite under Dimitri's rule. Riding this momentum, the Kingdom Army prepares to march south for a decisive battle against Imperial forces.
We will finally have our decisive battle with the Empire this month.
The Eastern Lords are in the process of consolidating all of the troops within the entire kingdom. In addition, ever since Aryan Road's liberation, the Western Lords have been declaring their fealty, one after another.
Affairs within the kingdom have calmed down considerably, and we even managed to win over the Alliance.
Although it was a rough go at first, I'm starting to feel like we could actually win this.
That's true. Thinking back on it now, we've really come a long way.
We even have a lead as to where Rhea is located. It is as we predicted all along. If we are to rescue Rhea, then we must defeat the Emperor. If we're going to march from the monastery to Inbar, then we'll have to cross the Great Bridge of Myrddin again, right?
Yes, I believe so. As we have gained the Alliance's support, we should not have any trouble this time. After the bridge, we can cross Gronder Field and head south. And then we'll take Mercius, the so-called impregnable fortress that towers on the other side.
Fort Mercius, I know of it. They say it rivals even Aryan Road.
Count Burgles, the Empire's Minister of Military Affairs, once had troops stationed there. But according to our spies, a large-scale military force has entered the stronghold. Perhaps they are gathering soldiers from various regions to compensate for their losses.
If we try to avoid it, those troops will follow us and attack from the rear. It is best for us to handle the situation head-on. Once we take Fort Mercius, Enbar will be within reach. This is the Empire's last chance to stop us from arriving at our goal.
In other words, if we take this fort, then our blades will be at the Emperor's throat in no time.
If this is the last fort between us and them, then the Emperor will likely do everything she can to strengthen its defenses.
I just received a report on that very subject. The one commanding the troops stationed at Fort Mercius is someone we have crossed blades with many times. It is the Death Knight who awaits us there.
Hi everyone, Cinder here. Welcome back to Fire Emblem 3 Houses. A Master Seal for winning the sword tournament. Everybody's exploring, we're going to do the same. After... I don't have to do certifications right now. It'd give her a chance to get a little more faith before rolling the dice again. Have a higher chance. So let's go ahead and start exploring. Get through all the talking this month. have support conversations. A few. We'll do those at the end of the episode.
We defeated Lord Arundel. The Emperor must have been surprised. If we can keep up that fervor, perhaps we'll capture Fort Mercius and move on to the Imperial capital. We must not be overconfident, though.
Let's proceed with caution.
Yes, I concur. Humans and beasts are ultimately the same. When they're cornered, they lash out however they can. They fight for their lives. Who knows how the Emperor will lash out? We have to be careful.
We took quite the detour. It was time-consuming, but finally, we got the information we needed.
What Catherine said there in the speech, but we'll crack them like rusty helmets.
We crush the Empire, we get Lady Rhea back. 2 birds, 1 stone. First, we take Fort Mercius. I'll put my heart in it. I'll crack him like a rusty helmet.
Crack him like a rusty helmet. Hey, seeing gauntlets. Seeing punchies.
There is still more to learn.
There is. A lot more. Ultimate Sword Tournament today. Ultimate Sword Tournament. Really need the Master Seal. Truth be told. Advanced Seal. 11 Sword Plus. Ooh, that's tempting. Umbral Steel. More Umbral Steel. I'm actually going to take the 11 Sword Plus. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and use that. Boom! 2 more defense. Puts my defense at 28. I will retake the Wodao. What do you have a wood? Oh, it was dropped. Give me that one.
Hello.
Did it.
I wonder where Claude will go. From the sound of it, he's leaving Fodlin altogether.
Yeah, he's completely leaving.
He was strangely gallant about the whole thing. He even left his relic behind. Elusive and mysterious to the end, isn't he?
Right?
Just as we suspected, Lady Rhea was taken to the Imperial capital. We must get to the capital as quickly as possible. So many people are worried sick about her. I do wonder when Claude managed to learn Lady Rhea's whereabouts. He's pretty shrewd. I can't help but admire him.
He is extremely shrewd. I hope that if you play through the Golden Deer route, you really get that. Like, you get that a lot. Him being really shrewd. You get to see that on full display, because I think it'd be really cool.
I've come here after getting chased out of the Empire. There's no place for our kind there anymore. But there are still many inside Empire territory who haven't abandoned their faith in the Church of Saros. I pray that one day we'll get the chance to rebuild the church within the Empire.
You will, but it won't be the Empire then.
Definitely. I traveled to Kingdom territory because I was nearby. I did some good business. Apparently, supplies are needed to reconstruct the Kingdom capital and the surrounding towns. I wonder where I should go next.
East, probably.
Right.
Supply run, which I wasn't able to do.
Have you heard of the Crescent Moon War? That's when the Alliance won their independence from the Kingdom. Some 300 years ago, the ruling Duke of Leicester died without an heir, and the lords with blood ties to House Blathen took that chance to propose ruling the Leicester territory as a republic. The head of House Regan led the Leicester lords and fought fiercely with Farkas. They won independence from the Kingdom. And now, here we are.
How's this? Weren't the Kingdom and Alliance once part of the same country?
Yep.
If you think about it that way, it makes sense for them to unite. I suppose the Kingdom was once part of the Empire as well. Even if Fodlan came together, I wouldn't be surprised if it fell apart again.
Always does. But at least for a little while we can have it together. Ingrid. So this looks like that's all.
I think it's wonderful.
The flavor.
I better make sure. Okay, because green face doesn't necessarily mean 100%, which I don't like. Because it's also that at 75. I wish it was the yellow happy face at 50 and 75, and then only the green super happy face when it's at 100%. Minor nitpick, but hey, that's what I was gonna say get paid to do, but I don't get hardly any money at all. That's what I do.
To attack the Empire?
Little nitpicks sometimes.
I'm actually getting a little nervous. Please defeat the Emperor and save Lady Rhea. I'll be waiting here with all of the necessary preparations for a huge celebration.
It's good, square. And before you correct me, no, I said it right according to a certain baby dragon, so. Ambrosia, +1 defense. Yes! All the North fold-on seeds. Sure, go all the way. Money has slowly been dwindling down.
Okay. Professor!
Oh, Professor! Good timing. You have to talk some sense into my father. Recently, he's been doing nothing but work himself to the bone. Even when he's taking breaks from training and errands, he's apparently listening to reports, day in and day out.
Hey, now I know where you got it from.
He's getting on in years, you know? I just want him to take care of himself.
Gets everybody here. I missed somebody.
How's this?
Here's an idea. The Alliance has really been disbanded? I never thought such a thing could happen. As long as it doesn't negatively impact our lives, I don't care much whether we're the Kingdom or the Alliance.
With the Empire destroyed, the borders within Fodlan will likely become a thing of the past. With that, the rules of trade will change. Personally, I'm excited to see what these changes will bring.
Isn't it exciting? Exciting's not really the word I would use, but... There's plum seeds, cinnamon blend, lavender blend, more tea, and a blowfly. Okay.
That's so.
A lot of NPCs talking this
The
time.
Archbishop has been taken to the Empire, just as we thought. But why hasn't Edelgard killed her yet? If she intended to use her as a hostage, she'd have publicly announced that she was unharmed. We don't know what the Emperor's intentions are. All we can do is fight on and pray the Archbishop is okay.
Doesn't matter how sturdy to keep. If the commander defending it is incompetent, it can fall as easy as anything. That's what they say, at least. I wonder if that applies to Fort Mercius. All I know is, if I was the Emperor, I'd never in a million years assign an incompetent commander to a fort as important as that one.
Would be the smart thing to do.
Death Knight. Going to fight the Death Knight.
Yeah, I'm gonna wreck him. You'll be fine if you prepare yourself.
You're right. I'll have to face him eventually.
No, you won't. It's my job. Ooh, A+. Let's do it. Faith level 5.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Even though I'm not going to equip it, I have it, and it's really cool.
Professor?
To the second floor.
Fort Mercius is the Empire's single most fortified military installation. Utterly impregnable, they say. I wonder, do you happen to know the nickname given to Fort Mercius?
Well, it's not the Silver Maiden. The Stubborn Old General. I wonder. Fodlan's Locket. I say the Stubborn Old General.
Indeed. A very good answer. But of course, you'd know that. Seems Fodlans give everyone and everything a nickname. Why, you were called the Ashen Demon.
I wish we had a nickname.
Myself, I have been called the Father of Crestology.
That's awesome.
Which is a nickname as well as a title, I suppose.
Need to have cool nicknames. Wish I had a cool nickname. But I don't.
Each step closer to Enbar, I'm reminded of another part of my past.
I had one in mind, but it's silly and never used it. So.
Riches and poverty, glory and failure. That city has it all. And if I'm honest, sometimes I miss it. That's how the past works, though, isn't it? It's always a different story than what you really lived.
Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar. We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. But once we have it, the city should be almost entirely at our mercy. Now that we know Rhea is there, we must move with the utmost urgency.
The Death Knight. I shudder to think of him. Professor, you remember my connection to him, do you not?
Of course.
I am still
Took your
working
blood.
through the trauma from back then.
Or when
All
to take
these
your
years
blood.
later.
You actually get it? Now that I think about it, not sure.
If we meet him, I swear I will have my revenge.
I'm cool with that, but you're not going to. You would get destroyed.
Professor.
So, we're finally invading Empire territory, huh? There's not much we can do right now, except pray for deliverance. I truly believe that we have it in us to succeed.
There's truly nothing we can do except pray for deliverance, she says.
Yeah.
And make sure we have solid supply lines. Make sure everyone's weapons are ready. Get last minute training in. Have the strategy. Have tactical backups ready. But there's nothing we can do except pray for deliverance. Always with just the praying.
Even in the kingdom, only a few people knew about His Highness and Edelgard's relationship. Me? I always knew those two to be like brother and sister. To think that we would come to see this world, where they are at war with one another. I live it, and can still barely imagine such a truth.
Well,
Professor.
Really?
Professor. From this point onward, we're in all-out war with the Empire. Are you prepared, Professor?
I am.
I'm glad to hear it. That means we can approach the coming battles with peace of mind.
Are you?
First, we capture Fort Mercius. The fighting will undoubtedly be brutal, but we must prevail. As far as this army and I are concerned, you're our last ray of hope. We are relying on you.
I got it.
Now, Claude has stepped down from leadership, and Leicester is now a vassal state of Fargus. The lords of the Western Kingdom are beginning to declare fealty to us in greater numbers also. The Empire is our only remaining enemy.
Nobody up top. Okay, that's everything. So I need to burn the last 2 free time. 1. Annette, so she gets some Sherman. Already heard this before, so just skip the text.
Sing. This is.
Need something?
Not enough. Divine Pulse, Heavy Armor +2.
See you again
Don't
soon.
really need it now, honestly. Alright. Who else? Oh, I didn't talk to Svain, my bad. I missed the Gatekeeper too. Oh, that's the most shame.
Professor? You know, Professor, laying siege to a keep is like asking a girl out on a date.
Aw.
First you get past her defenses, then you make your move.
That's not the best analogy.
Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I'm a seasoned veteran at this kind of thing. Girls, I mean. I've never actually, you know, captured any keeps.
I was gonna ask which part.
Anyway, I figure you go after the main gate. You take that out, and I'm sure we can win. Of course, you're making the tactical calls. I'm happier to follow than to lead.
We'll see what happens. Of course. Oh, 1 away. That's it.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Mercius next?
Yep.
That doesn't sound like the brightest idea. I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. And not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to everyone.
Don't worry. I have a plan.
Welcome.
I have a few elixirs.
Is that the one?
Buy an extra
Thanks
elixir.
a bunch.
I might start divvying those out. Especially to the units that have higher HP.
Welcome. Come again.
Don't really need any of this. I think that's...
Professor.
I think that's it.
Hey
Oh,
there.
I do have just enough. There's fail now, by the way. I gotta give that to somebody. Wood steel for access hold on. I chose the wrong thing? Yes. Of course I did. I have just enough mithril to get 1 of the fancy weapons. Just 1. So the question is, which one should I do? I'm thinking the axe. Because the axe is really impressive. Sadly, not the claws. Could do the spear. Ooh, it's ranged. That's pretty cool. I might do the spear. Let's see. How's the sword? 15, 100. The 100 hit rate's cool, but that's about it. Meh. On that one. I think I'm gonna make the Gravius. Let's remember Brave Defender of Folded Throat, boasting high hit rate and might. 90 hit, 17 might, 10 crit, only 8 weight, and it has that range 1 to 2, so I can throw it.
Is this it? There you go.
There you go. Slowly getting mithril from people who were selling it. I would have no chance at that myself, because I haven't really done the side quest to just get ore. Who's gonna carry it? Dimitri doesn't have a way to do ranged, but Seth already has a spear, so maybe give it to him. I could give it to Ingrid. I'm gonna give it to Seth. He can have it. Throw it at somebody. And we need to give the bow to Ash. For sure. He doesn't really need the accuracy ring. He doesn't really need 2 silver bow pluses either. Let's... bow. Take that. Use... items. Is there something I want him to have instead? Not a shield. Maybe a critical ring? He doesn't really need the speed. The experience gem. Nah. If anything, it'd be the critical ring. For +5 crit. Be better than... because he doesn't really need the hit at this point. I don't know, I might switch it up, give him 5 extra crit. Regardless, that is going to mostly do it for this episode. I'm going to do supports, so let you all enjoy those. There's just a few, so it's just a nice little way to end the episode. And if nothing else pops up, because there's nothing on the calendar, just the rare monster sighting, which that's not really going to have anything. I'll see you at the end of the month where we'll do the next story mission. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next episode, I'm Syndril. Remember to shoot for the stars, enjoy the few supports we have, and take care, everyone.
Oh, Didu! Are you praying to the goddess of Fodlan? That seems odd. Won't the Dusker gods be upset if they hear you praying to another land's deity?
The Fodlan goddess was recognized in Dusker, too. The deities of foreigners are seen as the protectors of their respective lands. It has been said that we would offer our prayers to her in times of war.
Huh. So the goddess is part of a pantheon. I guess that's one way to interpret it. Anyway, what are you praying for?
For peace to come even one day sooner.
That's a lovely prayer. I was just thinking about praying for that myself.
I see.
Hey, Didu, what are your plans for yourself once this war is finally over?
To serve His Highness for the rest of my days.
I thought you might say that.
And you?
That's a good question. I was thinking about traveling to Dusker.
To Dusker? There is nothing of interest left there.
Isn't it where you were born? And isn't it where your wonderful food and stories come from? I think those are reasons enough to visit at least once.
Mercedes. If you will allow it, I would like to accompany you. His Highness would surely grant me leave to go.
You really think so? Then I hope the war ends as soon as possible.
As do I.
We're going to have to shower the goddess with prayers. We'll pray that she watches over and protects us while we work to end this war. Then, when it's finally finished, we can travel.
That promises to be interesting. We should pray to the Dusker gods as well.
Yes, that's a brilliant idea. Which of the Dusker gods should we pray to?
For victory, we pray to the god of war, or... just the god of war.
Come on. What were you going to say? Oh, I know. It's the god of travel, right?
Let us leave it at that.
I knew I was right. You taught me so much about your gods. So let's pray. For the end of the war, and for our safe travels to Dusker.
Almost forgot how spooky this place is. I don't know if I can do this alone. No, I've got to. What use am I to anyone if I can't even handle an empty tower? Here goes.
The doll from my father must be in this tower. But I'm too scared to go looking for it.
Annette!
Ash, what are you doing here?
Oh, here, I got this for you.
My doll! You went back for it? But why?
Your father gave it to you. I know you said you'd throw it away, but you can't just toss out something so important.
Ash, thank you. I'm so happy. To be honest, I didn't have the courage to go back in there to get it myself. But thanks to you, I didn't have to. And you're afraid of ghosts, right? Were you okay in there all by yourself?
Well, not really. I tried my best not to think about it. My legs shook whenever I did.
Oh, poor Ash. You're safe now, I promise.
Knock it off, would you? I'm okay now. But I'm glad I could help you and see a smile on your face. Look at me, though. A grown man, scared of ghosts. Pathetic, right?
No, I don't think that at all. I think you're something special, Ash. You were really brave, and all for me. That wasn't an easy thing to do. I'm in awe of you.
Thanks. Maybe there is still hope for me as a knight.
Yes, I'll gladly attest to that. I'm sure you'll be a splendid knight. Maybe you'll even outdo my father.
That's a frightening thought, comparing me to someone like Gilbert. But it's a happy one, too. It makes me want to work that much harder.